next provision is the approval process. And once again, I quote, "Once the proposed amendment to the Constitution are developed, the committee shall forward their recommendations to the Board of Directors," end of quote. And it's at this point where I know you can't read that small writing, but this was a letter sent to Aaron Paymont, the chairman at the time, from John Cosley, who was the chairman of the Constitution Committee. And it says this is February 11, 2008. "On behalf of the Constitution Committee, I'm pleased to submit to you and the Board of Directors a final copy of the proposed new Constitution for the tribe. As you know, in December of 2005, the Board of Directors initiated the Constitution Amendment Project to allow the members of the tribe to develop a new amended Constitution for the tribe. The project included the selection of a diverse committee comprised of non-elected tribal members from all the units. The project included an express statement that the Board of Directors would take steps to be neutral and to keep politics out of the project, to allow the people to develop the proposed new Constitution. The all-volunteer committee worked hundreds of hours debating and drafting the proposed new Constitution, which includes many carefully crafted provisions negotiated over the course of many months. On February the 9th, 2008, the committee voted to approve the proposed new Constitution without a single no vote. The committee voted to send the proposed new Constitution to the Board of Directors along with a formal request that the Board of Directors officially request the BIA to hold a secretarial election so that the voters of the tribe have the opportunity to make the final decision on whether to approve the proposed new Constitution. The committee specifically voted to recommend that the Board of Directors make no changes or amendments to the proposed new Constitution. Finally, the committee voted to request that if the BIA recommends any changes or amendments to the proposed new Constitution, the committee be permitted to respond and make modifications to the proposed new Constitution based on the BIA comments. Overall, many committee members and I feel honored to have been a part of this historic project. While there's no such thing as a perfect document, we feel that the proposed new Constitution represents a significant improvement to the tribe's government and will bring needed reforms which will benefit all members of the tribe for many years to come. I don't see John here today, but I complimented John on this letter. It's probably one of the best crafted letters that I've seen in my administrative career, my work life. It covers, in my opinion, the sentiment of the group of people who were there on that day. The comment there is, as mentioned previously in the comments covering paragraph 2 of the plan, according to the newly established law, the role of the BOD in the approval process is extremely limited. It basically amounts to calling for the secretarial election. Then we move on to the last provision of the plan that applies here, and it's the voters have the final say, and I quote, "Any decisions reached by the committee will not be final until approval by the voters in an election. The voters of the tribe will make the final decision on any proposed amendments to the Constitution." Again, a very clear affirmation of the voters' rights and responsibilities in this matter. Now let's go back to the start of the journey. 60 years ago, a handful of elders from Sugar Island made tribal history. They had a vision for our people. They were willing to make bold decisions and do what was necessary to formalize the inherent sovereignty of our tribe. They charted a course for our tribe that allowed for the perpetuation of our culture and provided the basis for the continued welfare and prosperity of our tribal community. The course they charted was the essence of our current Constitution. As was outlined above, our tribe has outgrown the current Constitution. It no longer serves us well. Fred L. Hatch, and others made tribal history 60 years ago. Now it's our turn to make history. The Elder Advisory Committee requests that the Board of Directors officially petitions the BIA to hold a secretarial election so that the voters of the tribe have the opportunity to draw on their wisdom and intelligence and make the final decision on whether or not the proposed new constitution is the right document to guide our tribe into the future. Further, it's requested that the proposed new constitution be the complete document as submitted to the Board of Directors on February 11, 2008 by the all-volunteer committee that drafted it. Since the project was put on the shelf 4 years ago, there are some who will say there should be more public hearings. That would serve no useful purpose but to delay a vote on the project. It's recommended that a copy of the proposed new constitution be posted in a special edition of the tribal newspaper to refresh the memory of the community and to provide them with a piece of history should they adopt it by their vote. Since the project was put on the shelf 4 years ago, there are some who would say we can't afford to propose a new constitution at this time. That same argument was made 4 years ago. Since then, we've invested $2.5 million on windmills in Mexico with the potential for little or no return for the next 10 years. We've also agreed to become involved in a multi-million-dollar casino project in Lansing. Something terribly wrong with this picture. And I say this. If my daughter was diagnosed with cancer, if I had little or no health insurance, and if I didn't have much money in the bank, you could bet that I would leave no stone unturned to make sure that she got the best cure and the best care. If I was cutting wood with a friend and my friend cut himself badly, having no medical experience, I would do everything I could do to stop the bleeding. Figuratively, our present form of government is a type of cancer, and our people are bleeding. On December the 6th, 2005, a unanimous vote, our board also said so. Hopefully, the Board of Directors will take the steps necessary to treat the cancer, to stop the bleeding, and employ some creative financing and make the protections and benefits of the proposed new constitution available to our people. In conclusion, let me put this request by the Elder Advisory Committee in perspective. This is not about Bob Menard. It's not about the Elder Advisory Committee. And while the fate of this document is in your hands, it goes beyond you. It's really all about the people and the next set of generations. As I look around the table, I sense some perhaps fear in the vote that you're about to take. That vote is not to adopt a new constitution. You will be judged on whether or not you vote to allow the people to make the decision on whether you're going to adopt a new constitution. Just wanted to make that clear. And I'll leave you with this final thought. The results of the last election left no question that the people feel strongly that there's a need for a drastic change in the way our tribe does business. Like our forefathers, let us rise to the occasion. This proposed new constitution will allow us to